Welcome back to Brother Wolf, Sister Moon Divination. Hello, my dear fellow spirit workers. This is part 4 of the esoteric miniseries. Today I wanted to talk about golems. The concept of the golem comes from Jewish mysticism, especially Kabbalistic traditions. The most famous tale is the Prague golem, created by Rabbi Judah Loew in the 16th century to protect the Jewish community. A golem is typically formed from clay or mud, animated through sacred words or rituals. Golems are usually created to serve, protect, or perform tasks. They are seen as unfinished beings, powerful but lacking independent will or divine spark. Golems are bound to their creator's commands and often depicted as literal-minded, sometimes dangerous if not carefully controlled. So when I was reading this, I thought, in a way, they're similar to servitors, that they are these creations to help serve their host, their creator. Golems and servitors are both human-created entities in mystical traditions. A golem is a physical construct made from matter like clay, while a servitor is a purely energetic or mental construct. They are related because both serve as tools or extensions of their creator's will, but they differ in form, origin, and cultural context. So how are they related? Both are constructs created by humans to serve a purpose. They are extensions of human will, designed to act semi-independently. Now let's look at some other differences. Golems are material constructs made of clay, stone, or statues, while servitors are immaterial constructs made of energy and thought. Some traditions even merge the two using a physical statue or object, like a clay figure, as a housing for a servitor, essentially creating a hybrid golem-servitor. The golem is rooted in Jewish mysticism, while servitors are more modern, psychological, and flexible. Servitors can be seen as the spiritual descendants of the golem, adapted for contemporary magical practices. So now let's take a look at risk and certain considerations. Everything comes with a price, right? Control. Both golems and servitors can become problematic if not carefully managed. Golems may misinterpret commands. Servitors may develop unintended autonomy. Now let's look at ethical concerns. Creating entities raises questions about responsibility, especially if they are given too much independence. Servitors require ongoing attention and energy. Neglect can lead to instability. So, golems and servitors are two sides of the same mystical coin. Golems embody the physical, servitors embody the mental. Both are tools of magical practice designed to serve their creator's intent. The golem is the ancient archetype, while the servitor is its modern reinterpretation, more psychological and adaptable to personal spiritual work. So, I also, mentioning Jewish mysticism, I wanted to add here, although they're quite different, the concept of the dybbuk. So the dybbuk is different, but it has some mystical, paranormal qualities, so I thought I would include it here. In Jewish folklore, a Dybbuk is a malicious, disembodied spirit believed to be the soul of a dead person who has not found peace. It clings to or possesses the body of a living person. The word comes from Hebrew, dabak, to cling or adhere. Dybbuks are thought to enter a host body to fulfill unfinished business, often leaving once their goal is achieved or after an exorcism. Dybbuks became widely known through S. Ansky's 1920 play The Dybbuk, which dramatized possession and exorcism. And we've talked about a film from the 1930s that was made in Poland with the same name, The Dybbuk. Very interesting. So I wanted to now continue with the mini-series on our next topic, which is the elemental. So what are elementals? Elementals are spiritual beings tied to the forces of nature, earth, air, fire, water, and sometimes ether. They are not inherently hostile, but folklore often portrays them as unpredictable, sometimes benevolent, sometimes antagonistic, depending on how humans treat the natural world. In many cultures, offerings are made to elementals or nature spirits to maintain harmony, avoid animosity, and show respect. So what are they? Elementals are mythological beings embodying the raw forces of nature. They are seen as guardians of natural balance, intermediaries between humans and the environment, and manifestations of natural phenomena. So they are seen in different forms based on their root element. So the earth elementals, often depicted through various cultures as gnomes, dwarfs, land spirits. Air elementals are portrayed as sylphs, wind spirits, zephyrs. Fire elements, salamanders, flame spirits. Water elements, the undines and mermaids, river spirits. And ether elementals, sometimes linked to spirit or cosmic energy. So elementals are not inherently hostile. Elementals are neutral forces, but folklore often warns that disrespecting nature can provoke their wrath. Angering water spirits by polluting rivers, disturbing earth elementals by mining or desecrating sacred land, ignoring fire spirits leading to destructive wildfires in mythical tales. So there's been many cultures throughout history who have a reverence for spiritual nature forces or elementals. And this is often seen in the connection to animism. So animism and elementals are closely related. Animism is the belief that all things, living and non-living, possess a spiritual essence, while elementals are specific beings or spirits tied to the natural elements such as earth, air, fire, and water. In animistic traditions, elements are often understood as the personification or guardians of these elemental forces. Animism is the worldview that everything has a spirit or a soul. Animals, plants, rivers, rocks, even weather systems. It is one of the oldest spiritual perspectives found in indigenous cultures worldwide. Humans are not separate from nature. Instead, They live in a web of relationships with non-human persons, spirits, forces, beings. So elementals are mythological beings tied to the classical elements, and they embody the living essence of natural forces, acting as guardians or manifestations to the environment. So animism provides the philosophical framework. Everything has spirit. Elementals are specific expressions of that belief, representing the spirits of the elements. So there are some cultural overlaps. So in Celtic traditions, Fae and nature spirits reflect animistic ideas of elemental guardians. In Shinto Japanese culture, kami are spirits inhabiting rivers, mountains, and forests, essentially elemental beings. In Hinduism, deities like Agni, which represents fire, or Varuna, water, and Vayu, air, are elemental forces worshipped through animistic reverence. Offerings, prayers, and respect are given to elementals in animistic cultures to maintain harmony and avoid animosity. Something to consider: elementals are not pets or tools. They are respected as powerful forces. In animistic traditions, disrespecting nature, polluting rivers, cutting sacred trees can anger elemental spirits, leading to misfortune. Many cultures make offerings, such as food, incense, flowers, or rituals, to appease or honor elementals, reinforcing the reciprocal nature between humans and the environment. In closing, animism is the belief that everything has spirit, while elementals are the specific spirits of the elements. Within the worldview across cultures, elementals embody animism's principle that humans must live respectfully with the forces of nature. Offerings and rituals are ways to maintain balance and prevent animosity with those beings. Now, there are also elementals in other traditions. For example, the Yoruba So in Yoruba spirituality, the closest equivalent to elementals are the Orisha, divine spirits who embody and govern natural forces such as rivers, storms, fire, and earth. While Western occult traditions speak of gnomes, sylphs, salamanders, and undines, Yoruba tradition personifies these elemental powers through orishas like Oya, representing wind and storms, Shango, fire and lightning, Oshun, fresh river water, and Yamaya, the ocean. So really fascinating that we see all of these different cultures and having reverence for the magnificence of nature. How could you not? So how might we do this on our own spiritual practice? Walk through nature, visit a park, go to a creek or a lake, or if you're lucky to live by the ocean, that's even better, And this is how we can, and of course, being respectful and, maybe even one of the ways you can serve as an offering is if you see garbage or something, collect it. Just clean up that area, and that in itself is a nice offering. And there's incense, you could do prayers, meditations. It's really limitless. Okay, my dears, so this concludes our esoteric mini-series. But of course, we've just scratched the surface. And so I hope you will continue investigating and exploring these fascinating elements of esoteric teachings. And who knows, perhaps even incorporate them in your spirit practice. Very good. Be well, and as always, God is love.